This is the most frequent question people ask, that why some people can speak English fluently but I can't. By the way, the ability to speak in English confidently and fluently is a skill that varies among individuals. While some may find themselves effortlessly navigating the challenges of English language, others may perceive many challenges on their journey to fluency. Although I cannot deny the fact that there are many people who are grown up in an environment where they were meant to speak in English. So in this way, they could improve their English naturally. And there are many people who have began their journey very early in their life, and that's why they are able to speak in English confidently. So it's not something they are born with the ability, but it's an individual's journey. Many people message me that I would like to speak English like you, or why can't I speak English like you? Well, you don't have to worry about it. You can speak English like me, even better than me. But first of all, you have to change your perspectives. Your perspectives and your mindsets have to be changed towards learning English. I was definitely not born with the ability to speak in English, nor did I get exposure to be trained to speak in English fluently. Just a year ago, I used to stutter, I used to fumble a lot, I used to make multiple mistakes. I did not have enough confidence to speak in English, but here I am, being able to deliver my message effectively in English without thinking twice or without pressurizing my mind to translate everything from my mother tongue to English. So from there to here, it's a long journey. And in this journey, I have tried multiple techniques, followed several strategies, and stumbled upon new ways which helped me to speak in English fluently. I have tried many steps just trying to get to know more about how can I speak in English fluently. So in this video, I will be sharing all the steps which I have followed just to speak English fluently, which can help you to speak confidently and naturally. First thing you are supposed to do is to identify your learning style. Identifying your learning style can help you to accelerate your language learning process. Many times people cannot speak English fluently just because they try to follow others' tactics. Well, there's nothing wrong following others' tactics, but first of all, you have to make sure that in this way you are going to learn. Because many times if something has worked for me may not work for you. So you have to be cautious at that time. You have to be careful while following others' steps, because every single person has different way to learn things. For me, it's completely different. For you, it could be different. So you have to find out what strategy works for you and in which way you learn things. There are many ways through which you can improve your English. There are many people who learn things visually. By saying visual, I mean they learn things when they use images and pictures. There are many people who learn things verbally, and by saying verbal, I mean when they use words, be it while speaking or while writing. Sometimes people learn things when they hear something, be it music or podcast or anything. So if they listen something, then they can learn things easily. Many people learn things by being social. So when they interact with others and engage in a conversation with others, then they are supposed to learn things better. I am a kind of person who is comfortable with all these steps, so I can learn things using any of these tactics, but still I prioritize in which way I am going to learn today. For example, if I am feeling a bit lazy, then I don't go with reading and writing, rather I would go with listening, because in this way I don't need to work hard or I don't need to think just to put my thoughts. Earlier I was bit into verbal mode because I used to read a lot and write a lot, but nowadays I have shifted my focus and started focusing on speaking and engaging in a conversation with others. I have talked to so many people so far, and whenever I interact with someone, I definitely ask one question to almost all of them, that what else do you do to improve your English apart from using this app? And everybody had different answer. Some of them love listening to music, so they go with listening apart from speaking. Some of them prefer reading books, so they read books. Some of them watch movies, so they go with that. So everybody had different answer. So first of all, you have to find out what works better for you and what is that one step which you can follow which can help you to improve your English. So first of all, you have to identify what is your learning style, and then you have to move to the next step. Next step you are supposed to follow in order to speak English fluently is to narrate daily activities in English. To narrate daily activities in English, I mean to describe or recount the routine actions and events that occur in your life. This involves providing a chronological account of various activities from waking up in the morning to going to bed at night. The goal is to create a narrative that captures the flow and details of your day. I have been doing this step for a very long time. So in the beginning, I used to follow this step because I did not have enough vocabulary and I was not able to construct long sentences. So that's why I used to follow it. But I still follow this step because it helps me to articulate my thoughts in a better way. This step allows me to improve my vocabulary and elevate the words I know, because many times I try to describe things but I don't know the exact words which can help me to describe my thoughts. So at that moment I go to Google and search the meaning of that word. So in this way I am elevating my vocabulary every single day because I have to improve my conversational English. Next step you are supposed to follow in order to speak English fluently is to record and analyze your speech. This is my favorite one. I don't know why I feel so attached to this, and whenever I talk about it, I feel so enthusiastic. Probably it's because this step has altered the way I speak. It has completely changed my spoken English. Recording your speech will help you to capture your spoken English, which can completely change the way you speak. Because once you have recorded your speech while speaking in English, then you have to analyze it. You have to look at that video, that what kind of mistakes you have made. Did you pronounce everything correct, or did you make any grammatical mistakes? And what was your tone and pitch and intonation while speaking in English, because that play a huge role to make you sound impressive while speaking this language. And once you have identified those areas which have to be improved, then work on it. I know for a few days you won't be able to do anything with it because that's how you have trained your mind to speak in a certain way. But suddenly you want to change it, then it's not going to work. But once you have realized that these are the mistakes you have been making, then you will be conscious about it whenever you speak. And it's extremely important to record yourself and analyze your speech because it will help you to reflect on your weakness and strength. Next step I would highly recommend you is storytelling practice. Storytelling is something I have been doing from the beginning of my journey because this approach helped me to engage with the language in a meaningful context, improve my grammar and vocabulary, and get to know more about this language and improve my overall proficiency. By narrating any story in English will help you to engage with the language and understand it more effectively. Now you may be thinking that I don't have any stories or I don't really know how to create stories. Well, you don't really have to worry about it. If you like watching movie, then you can go and watch any movie, and if you like reading books, then you can read any chapter and try to describe it in your own words, that what you understood from that chapter or from that movie. I am a kind of person who is more into creating my own stories, so if I am sitting and doing nothing, then I would create unnecessary story, which is definitely not good. And although it's just an imaginary situation, but it helps me to improve my speaking skill. And there's one thing I would like to tell you, that whenever you are following this storytelling process, whenever you are describing your thoughts, you have to pretend that you are giving presentation or speech in front of hundreds of people, or probably you have to pretend that you are on the stage and giving your speech. This is what I always do, which helps me to feel confident and to articulate my thoughts in a better way. Next step I would highly recommend you is read a lot, because in my opinion reading books is a fundamental and highly effective method for learning and improving English proficiency, because reading exposes us to diverse range of words, vocabulary, expressions, phrases, idioms, which kind of help us to express our thoughts in a better way. It will also expose you to well structured sentences, which can help you to improve your grammar. Whenever people ask me that how did you really work on grammar, or how could you improve your grammar, and I say that I did not really work on my grammar intentionally, rather I focused so much on putting input and my grammar improved naturally. And they don't really believe in it, and I know it's not something believable, because you may think that probably I'm lying, but honestly if you really want to see the result, you can consume a lot of content and your grammar will be improved naturally. If you are someone who is not able to speak English at all, there's a challenge I would like to give you, that you don't really have to be intense, you don't have to worry about speaking, just focus on reading for at least 2 to 3 months. Don't worry about grammar rules, it's perfectly alright if you don't know anything. You just have to read as much as you can for at least 2-3 hours. It's completely up to you how many hours you can devote to your reading, but just focus on reading and your English will be changed completely. This is something I can promise you, because this is how I have improved my English. I focused so much on reading and my English, my grammar, my vocabulary, everything changed completely. Reading does not only help you to improve your English or become better at speaking, but it will also elevate your writing skill. It can help you to become a better storyteller. It can enhance your vocabulary. It can do many things with your language learning skill. So if you want to improve your English in a short period of time, focus on reading as much as you can. Last but not the least step I would like to suggest you is be ready to make mistakes. This is something nobody really want to focus on, because we feel awkward whenever we make mistakes. By the way, it's completely natural. But do you think that a person can learn any skill without making mistakes? No. It's entirely impossible. You are not supposed to learn anything without making mistakes. So even having such thought is completely unrealistic. If I were to talk about myself, everything is in front of you. I started my YouTube channel in July and it's December, so it's been around 5 months. And if you have been following me from the beginning of my journey, then you could see huge amount of changes in my English. Earlier, I used to make multiple mistakes. I had so many grammatical mistakes, I still remember. But now I have improved a little bit. In the initial days, I used to stutter. I used to make so many grammatical mistakes. Even many people commented me that, hey, you make so many grammar mistakes. Then why do you even make videos and blah, blah, blah. They had so many comments in my comment section, but I did not listen to them. And now I think if I had listened to them, I would not have improved this much. I'm definitely not saying that now I don't make mistakes at all. But if I have to compare myself from that time, then definitely I have improved so much. And even before starting my YouTube channel, I used to make so many mistakes. And I learned just by making mistakes. So when I made mistakes, I get to know that these are the mistakes I am making. So now I have to work on them and improve my English. So here are a few steps which have helped me to improve my English and become a better English speaker. So if you want to improve your English and want to speak English fluently, naturally and confidently, then you can take help of these steps and use them in your daily life so that you can improve your English. By the way, it's not necessary that all the steps will help you to speak English fluently, or probably some of them may not help you. Then it's completely up to you. First of all, you have to find out your own learning style and then go with the step. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. So please give it a thumbs up because it helps me to be motivated. And if you want to watch more video like this, then don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye.